I'm going to attempt to solve this problem using the partial quotients method, and I'm going to show two different ways that I saw my students doing this. The first way is in a horizontal method. So I know I'm putting 8 into each group, or I'm making 8 groups. So I'm going to make a box, and I know I'm starting with 6,002. So I ask myself, how many can I put into each of these 8 groups that gets me close to 6,002? And I start as big as I possibly can. I start with thousands, but I know I can't do that because 8 times 1,000 would be 8,000. That's too big. So I go to hundreds. So the question is, how many hundreds can I put into each group that'll get me close to 6,002? Well, to help me out a little bit, I'm going to think of a smaller number. I'm going to think of 60. 8 times what gets me close to 60? Well, if I think of my multiplication tables, 8 times 10 is 80, that's too big. 8 times 9 is 72, that's still too big. 8 times 8 is 64, that's still too big. 8 times 7 is 56. Ooh, so that'll work. So I'm going to do 8 times 7 would be 56, but that's not close to 6,002. So I need it to be 100 times bigger. 100 times bigger than 7 is 700, and 100 times bigger than 56 is 5,600. And so when I subtract, how much is left that still needs to go into groups? Well, when I look at that, I've got a 2, and 60 minus 56 is going to give me 402. Can I put any more hundreds in? No, because if I put 100 into each group, that would be 800. I only have 402 left. So I go to my next one. I make another box. And now that I'm done with hundreds, I'm going to try tens. So I've got 402 left. And I ask myself now, how many tens can I put into each group? And I'm going to use that same technique. 402 and 8, and it seems so big. Wait, let me make this a little easier. I'm going to start with 40 instead of 402. How many 8s could I put into 40? Oh, that's my multiplication facts. Wait, I know that one right away. 8 times 5 is 40. So I'm going to put 5 tens, which would be 40. But I want more than that. I don't want 40, I want 400. So 10 times bigger is 50. 10 times bigger is 400. And I now have 2 left over. Can I put 2s into my groups? No, because 2 is smaller than 8. So if I were going to do that, I would have to break it up into fractions or decimals. But in this case, I'm going to say I'm done. So how much did I end up putting into each group? 750, and I have a remainder of 2 left over.
Yes, I got it.
A second way that we could have done partial products, sorry, not partial products, partial quotients, very similar to this, but instead of going across like this, I can do it in an up and down method, which looks similar to the division that we're used to. I can write 6,002 divided by 8, and I'm going to use my right-hand side to keep track of how much I'm putting into each group. So I just need to think times 8. What do I want to work with? Well, maybe I couldn't do 700 right away, but I can think of 200 times 8. 100 times 8 is 800. So 200 times 8 would be 1,600. Okay. I subtract that from what I started with. How much is going to be left? Well, I got 2, 0, and 60 minus 16 would be, counting backwards, 60. 50, and then 6 left would be 44. And I'm going to double check that. 44, 54, plus 6, 6. Yep, that works. So I have 4,402 left. Oh, you know, well, those 200s were working, and that gets me less than this. So I could do 200 again. And 200 again, times 8. If I put 200 into each of those 8 groups, that's going to be 1,600. When I subtract this time, I get, okay, 44 minus 16. That one's a little tougher to do. 44, 34, 30, and I've still got to take 2 more off, so that would be 28. 2,802 left. Oh wait, I can do my 1,600 again, so I'll do another 200. 200 into each group is another 1,600. This time when I take that away from the total, I end up at 8 minus 6 is 2, 2 minus 1, 1,202. Okay, I can't do 200s anymore because those give me 1,600. That's too big. But I think I can still do 100 because that's 800 and that's going to be less. So let's do another 100. That would be 800. When I subtract that, I end up with 402. Okay, now I'm going to go to tens. Oh wait, I know 8 times 5 is 40. So 8 times 50 is 400. Ooh, that's pretty close. I'm going to do 50. That gives me 400. I have 2 left over, and I can't put those into the groups because I've got 8 groups but only 2 left over. So now all I need to do is take how much I put into each group, which I've written on the side, and just add these together. 200 plus 200 is 400, plus 200 is 600, plus 100 is 700, plus 50 is 750, remainder 2. So 2 different methods for doing partial quotients. Both of us get us to a division answer.